BigCountryPreps.com. I'm Evan Wren, and this is the Countdown to Two-A-Days series. Our daily look at an area football team and the key questions we'll be answering about that team in our August 20th preseason preview here at Big Country Preps. I'm with my partner, Dan Youngblood, via Zoom. And tonight, Dan, we're talking about one of the most storied programs in the Big Country, football-wise, the Goldthwaite Eagles.
Yeah, and this is a Goldthwaite program that took a big step forward last year and going in 7-5, winning a playoff game, scoring one of the state's most surprising results in a blowout win over Mart last year. I remember how shocked everyone across state was for that. So a lot of momentum in Coach Andy Howard's program right now, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep that going this year. You got 11 of their 19 lettermen back, six starters on both sides of the ball, some good JV call-ups on the way up. So it'll be a fun season for Goldthwaite.
All right, before we talk about the Eagles, we want to remind you folks to please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Also, after that, hit that little bell so you'll get notifications each and every time we release a new video here at Big Country Preps. And with that, Dan, we have some questions off the top of our head here for Goldthwaite, some key questions. What's the first one that comes to your mind?
I think the first one I've kind of touched on it before is just can they, ride that momentum they gained last year, build on that momentum, and continue their upward climb. They went 5-2 in a pretty solid district last year. Like I said, won a playoff game, had a winning record, did a lot of really good things, and then they've got the JV group that looks like it's going to bring a lot of talent up to that varsity over the next couple of years as well. So. On paper, things look good for Goldthwaite and kind of the direction they're headed. I'm just interested to see they are going to have some holes to fill from some vacated from graduating seniors. So I'm just eager to see kind of if they can keep that train rolling because I think there is some momentum on their side if they can capitalize on it.
Well, that leads into my question. My question is, I mean, they've lost about half their starters. They got 6 and 6 back, only 11 returning lettermen. But they've got help coming up for a talented JV that went 8-0 last year. So my question is, are these youngsters that come in and fill the gaps, are they going to be, can they mature quick enough to actually help Goldthwaite take another step forward? It's a tough situation for them this year, experience wise. But if that young group experience, if they mature, quickly, can they help them get better? That's a good JV group.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Yeah, youth is going to be an issue for them. But they do have some leaders on that side. That kind of leads into the third question of talking about some of the guys they lost. And one of the big ones they lost was a kid in Luke Sanderson, who's just been a huge part of that program, athletic program in general, not just football, for 4 straight years. But he's moved on to college, and they're going to have to fill some holes. And replace some of the production that he has provided over the years. So I'm eager to see kind of who steps in there and kind of helps them do that. They do have an experienced quarterback in Aiden Lee, who should be he's a veteran signal caller at this point, even though just a junior. He had a good nice year for him last year, and then Sanderson's brother Landry had a big year for him running the football last year, over 1,100 yards. So they do have some skill position talent. They've got some athletic kids. I'm interested to see kind of who kind of takes on some of those leadership roles lost by Luke Sanderson because he was not just a great player on both sides of the football, a hugely productive player on both sides of the football. He's also a leader for him. So that I'm gonna be interested to see who steps into those roles and kind of assumes that leadership and kind of keeps this thing on track because I think like we've said, I think if things fall right for this Goldthwaite team, I think they can have a really nice season.
They're not without weapons, that's for sure. All right, we're about to take a quick look at Goldthwaite's schedule for 2025, but before we do that, we'd like to thank a few of our sponsors, beginning with For the Love of the Game Broadcasting and our old friend Terry Slavens, owner of K-Lakes 93.5 FM out of Brackenridge, 97.7 FM KATX out of Eastland, Classic Country AM 1330 out of Graham, 94.7 FM KWKQ out of Graham, KROO 1430 AM out of Bracken, KWBY 98.5 FM out of Ranger. That is For the Love of the Game Broadcasting. Also, Rob Durham, sales consultant at Bayer Chevrolet Buick Cadillac up in Breckenridge. If you're in the market for a new vehicle or a used vehicle, call Rob. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet. Give him a shout at 254-559-2266. That's Rob Durham up at Bayer Chevrolet Buick Cadillac in Breckenridge. And finally, Cavalry Resources and Construction, located up in Breckenridge, serving the entire Big Country, offering custom standing seam roofing made on location and all commercial roofing applications. Give Kobe Walker a shout at 254-246-5546. That is Cavalry Resources and Construction in Breckenridge. All right, and with that, Dan, we're going to be taking a look at this year's schedule for Goldthwaite. They're in a big district, so they've only got three non-district games. They will start off at my wife's alma mater, at Junction, facing the Eagles on the road. Then they will play host, and that's a good Junction team, by the way,
Mhm.
a rapidly improving program. They'll face Centerpoint at home. That's going to be on September the 5th. And then they will host their arch rivals, the San Saba Armadillos, on September the 12th. And those two towns, those two programs, I'm telling you right now, they don't exchange Christmas cards. I'll just say
No.
that.
They don't like each other much, but I like that non-district schedule. Obviously, you're going to get challenged by Junction and San Saba, but I think that'll be a good schedule for them. After those three non-district games, they have their open date on September 19th before opening league play September 26th at Chilton. They come home to play Hubbard on the 3rd of October, followed by a road game at Frost on the 10th. They host Bremont on the 17th of October, go to Wortham on the 24th of October, host Meridian on Halloween, and then wrap up their regular season and district schedule at Mart on November 7th. So this is a big district, and there are some challenges within it. We've seen that over the years with the teams that have played over there, but I think that this will be another opportunity for Goldthwaite to put together another winning season if they can if they can answer some of those questions we just discussed.
We normally talk about the big or the game of the year for each team at this point. I don't think there really is a game of the year for Goldthwaite and district as much as just needing to run the table against the teams that are struggling, the programs that have been down. Uh, Hubbard, Meridian is another one.
Frost.
Frost is one. These are teams that they have to, to sweep without a blemish, and then that after that, they're talking about, playing for playoff spots. It's just to win the games that that you need to win to set that up. If they have a game of the year, I mean, it's going to be in non-districts. It's going to be against San Saba. No game they play each year has more emotion than that one.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. I think that's going to be a huge game. Because it's also a chance to build some momentum going into district. And when you look at the way their district said schedule starts off, you've got three games right off the bat with Chilton, Hubbard, and Frost, where you can get off to a really nice start heading into that Bremond game. And I think that's something that they were able to do last year, and I think they're going to want to do that again this year. Is be 3-0 going into that Bremond game. You got Bremond and Wortham, two teams that are obviously going to be challenges, and then you've got Mart to finish the season. So the end of that schedule is going to be pretty darn tough. You want to make sure you take advantage of some winnable games there at the beginning. I would expect Goldthwaite to do so just like they did last year, but it's going to be fun to watch and see if they can maybe close the gap on the Bremonts and Worthams that took care of them last year. Because if they can, that could get really interesting.
And with that, it's just about time to wrap up this edition of the Countdown to Two-A-Days series, the Goldthwaite Eagles. But before we do that, we want to remind you again, August 20th is the big day here at Big Country Preps. That is the day that we release the most comprehensive look at Big Country football and the surrounding area of any media source in the Big Country, quite frankly, or in the state. Anyway, don't forget, August 20th is the big day. Don't forget to join us.
In the meantime, we appreciate you joining us for this episode of our Countdown to Two-A-Days series. And make sure you come back tomorrow when we move up to 2A D2 with the Colorado City Wolves here at BigCountryPreps.com.